Alrighty then. So we're back. Let's take a look at this. So customer wants us to put together a proposal, or yeah, I guess a proposal. He wants to figure out, compare apples to apples. I know some of you guys have been with me from earlier this week. We've been pretty busy. I haven't been on this. I haven't been on much this week. But we go out to the project, or we go out to the house. We take a look at the house. We take measurements. Let's open this little guy up. So everybody else, whoever hasn't seen what we do, this is what we do. We put together. We go out there. We take measurements, heights, windows, doors, east to west. We put together a load calculation. After we do a load calculation, we select our equipment. This is our equipment. So we have another customer, except this time it's going to be, instead of a 17, it's going to be a 21-inch wide. I don't know if you guys are watching crypto, but man, it looks nice. It's all over the place, guys. So let's do this. Good. So we're putting together this, instead of a 17-incher, it's going to be a 21-inch furnace. And it'll be a 90%er. They want a 90%, not a 75% or 80%. There's going to be they're 96 and 95% furnaces. If you guys know about 90% or higher efficient furnaces, they're usually 96, 92 and 96% furnaces. And what happens is they condensate. So when we start quoting furnaces for high efficiency like that, it no longer, see how I have a 4-inch flue? That's an 80% furnace. That's a normal one. Let me see if I can pull one up for you guys. 80% furnace. Oh, I know where we can get one real quick. So let me pull up the manuals for an 80% furnace. And then we'll look at manuals for a 96% furnace, and then we'll compare apples to apples. So I told the guy, yeah, we can install one, but obviously the price difference is significant. One, the pipes are, the flue's already there. All we have to do is install the furnace, replace the plenum, and just connect the vent and reinstall the gas pipe. The other, we no longer use a steel vent. We had to run PVC pipe. So here you go. I just found one for you guys. Let's pull up the specs. See if they'll give us the paperwork for this. If we can get the paperwork, I'll pull up the paperwork and then we'll look at it together. Oh, really? These guys are not going to give me paperwork on this? Description notes. Alright. Let's try a different supply house. Bam! We'll go with, I don't know if you guys know what Durastar. I think it varies from state to state. Out here, we do Goodman. There's a lot of Trane, a lot of Carrier. We push a lot of Goodman and Daikin. What happened here? Let's log into our account. Looks like we're not logged in. There we go. We're going to pull out a spec sheet for both a 80%er and a 90%er. So, hello. So let's see, pull this guy up. I'll put it on the screen and then we'll take a look at it so we can study it together. Specifications. There we go. There's one right here. And then we'll do a 90%er. Give me a 90. There we go. It says 96% and 95%. So we'll pull up a different, we'll do a different one. That way we have one of each. Pull up this guy right here. Give me the specifications. Beautiful. There we go. So these are the two different results we have. Bam and bam. So, hello. So we're going over different styles of furnaces. We're going over 80%ers and 90%ers. Our customer wants to see the difference between a 80%er and 90%er. Here we go. So 90%er. Let's go look at it. I don't know if you guys ever seen installation manuals, but this is what we see on our end. As a mechanical contractor or a service technician, we need to know the ins and outs of installation manuals. This is the last one that we just installed. Check this one out. Bam. So we just installed this one last Monday. This was a heat pump. I don't know if you guys know what a heat pump is, but a heat pump does both. A heat pump is going to give you both cooling and heating. Same condenser, does the same thing. Let's take a look. So 90%er is going to have PVC pipe. Here we go. This is our connection. Check this out. So that's what a 90%er has. So a 90% furnace is going to have PVC connections. Look at that. That's a concentric kit. So PVC connections. A 90% furnace is going to have PVC connections, and then our 80%er, let's pull this down, or let's split the screen a little bit. This is an 80% furnace. Bam. Let's take a look. Give me venting, baby. I want to see what my venting looks like. Good looking for this. Alrighty, so really, did we just pass it, or is that it? Bottom return, performance, horizontal, supply, installation on its back. Oh, look at that. So that's important to see right there. This furnace is not approved or recommended for installation on its back with access doors. Okay, cool. So if you're going to install it like in a crawl space, be sure that it's not laying on the wrong side. If it is, you're going to fail. Well, hopefully you get a smart inspector, but I don't know how many of you guys dealt with inspectors. I guess I can't say too much. It just depends on who you get. If you get a really good inspector that cares about his people, not his people, but his customers, because an inspector is there to make sure that our work is 110%. We're not going to harm somebody or damage somebody's property, or hopefully, if we install a furnace wrong, um, we don't fill up their space with carbon monoxide or burn up all the combustion air, which is we need fresh air. So if you're going to install a furnace as well in a basement or a wherever it is that you're going to install it, you got to make sure that we have fresh air for it. Um, what are the three things for a fire? Oxygen, fuel, and ignition, right? So oxygen, we're going to be burning up our whatever oxygen we have in that space. And guess what happens? That's less air for me to breathe, whether I'm sleeping in the basement or just my room, wherever the furnace is located. So this one, I know it's an 80%er, but it doesn't tell us what it requires, just like the other one. Maybe the other day and night does. Let's take a look at the day and night. God damn. I kind of want to show you guys what the pricing of one of these little bastards is. I don't know if I'm supposed to show you here. Let me show you guys the price to this. Look at the price of that. That's crazy. Look at this. This is a 90% furnace. So that price right there is a price. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show you prices because those are prices that they show us. But more than likely, if you were to call and ask for that furnace, that's the price they're going to give you. Versus if I call and I say, "Hey man, I need this furnace," I don't think I'll get it for that price. If I got it for that price, I'd be pissed. I wouldn't be shopping there for you guys. It's my job to make sure that you guys get the best price, or at least that's what I do. I don't speak for other contractors. If you guys have questions on any of your projects, let me know and I got you. So let's go with an 80% day and night, and let's see if they give us their list of materials. God damn, that's expensive. Well, that's good. I mean, that is really good. That's good for me. If prices are that expensive, that means that's good news for me. That means I can sell work a lot easier. That's it for okay. So look what this guy tells us. So this is an 80% furnace, single stage gas furnace. Easier to sell. Oh, damn, it even tells you it's easier to sell. So easier to sell, 80% AFU rated. Flame rollout, tougher, adjustable heating blower. It doesn't tell you. Let me see if I can just see an installation for one. At least if we can see an installation. Let's take a look. So we know that this is the requirements for a 90%er. Hello. We're just putting together a. So this is a 90%er. We need PVC. We also need to design one. I'll show you guys how. I wonder if you guys want to see the pictures of this house. Here, let me see if I can pull up some pictures of what we're going to design, so you guys have an idea. Where is my? I forgot to send over my blueprint, but I do have pictures. Let's pull up those pictures, and then you guys have an idea of what it's going to look like. So we log into it. Bam. and then we'll see. I'll show you guys what a isometric drawing looks like too. It's an isometric drawing is it's a fancy way of saying a 3D drawing. Alrighty, let's take a look at this. Work orders. This place is in here. Requirements. Oh, here we go. That's a good picture right here. So this is what we're designing right now. So this is see the back of that. If you guys can see the back of the crawl space over there, let me show you what's up. Hello. So this is what we're looking at. We're going to design this one now. So do you guys see the back of that crawl space over there? So we're going to, instead of, this is an 80% furnace. So this is going to change. Customer no longer wants to go with an 80% furnace. They want a 90% furnace, which is going to require PVC pipe. So we're going to design that. Now let's pull out, and then we will put together a list of materials so that we can give them a good quote, and that's his total for a furnace. So, wham, bam, good. Next, let's pull out our, look at my cool bee. I love taking pictures of bees. This is my picture. I actually have a folder dedicated to these pictures. Different bees, different, I don't know. Believe it or not, this was actually taken with the Samsung phone. Alright, good. So let's pull out our whiteboard. Where's our picture at? There's our picture. Bam. Good. Let's pull out our whiteboard. Whiteboard. Set. Now I know. Oh, look at that. That was our. We'll go to that one later. We already did this job. We did this job together already. It's been sent. We're waiting for approval on this project. You guys want me to open it up so we can kind of just see what we did last time? I'll open it up real quick for those who haven't seen it. So this is our condenser for our other house. This is our condenser. This actually goes up to the wall over 2 feet into the second floor. There's a mini split that goes up here. This one right here is a same place. Pretend this is on this side. This is nothing. I was just trying to draw something. So this pipe actually goes here as well, but I drew it on this side just so I can and I put ×3 because there's 3 rooms on that side. This is the first bedroom, second bedroom, and all the way at the end there's a living room. This is the different square footage of every room so that we can get an idea of what size our head unit needs to be, right? Good. We can close that one and let's do a new whiteboard. Bam, bam. So good news is I already went out there and I did the measurement for you guys, so this will be easy. So from the front of the furnace to the back wall right there of the crawl space, So from the front of the furnace to the back wall over there, it's exactly 23 feet and 3 inches. So that lets me know that when we do our line, it'll be bam, bam, good. We'll pretend this is our furnace. Now, our furnace is going to have 2 pipes, one for gas and one for combustion air. So we're gonna go up. I guess remember, we gotta draw a little diagram that looks like this, and like this. One says up. Oh, that looks ugly. Let's just use text. That says up. Let's make this smaller. Oh, sweet, there you go. We can just do that. Up. Let's do another one. Down. We'll do west. Good. We'll do east. We'll do north. And then we'll do south. Good. So this is how you get a 3D drawing going, or in other words, it's called an isometric drawing. So we have up, down. So when we start drawing our furnace, we're gonna pretend this is our furnace right here. All right, good. Let's delete this little guy because that looks ugly. Good, good, good. So we're gonna come up with it, up. We're gonna go east with it. And then we're going to go south. Boom. So basically that's what's happening back here. We're going to go east, and then we're going to go south with it, all the way behind over there to the back of the crawl space. And while we're doing that, we actually have to give it a pitch. This has to have a pitch to the back. 1/8 inch per foot, okay? So if I got to go 23 feet over, what's my drop needs to be? 23 feet, and it's an 1/8 inch per foot. Does anybody know? What is the decimal? Oh yeah, we in here we do decimals and we do fractions. So who knows the decimal for 1/8 inch? Let's do it. So 1 divided by 8 equals 1.125. That's the decimal for 1/8. So we know if it's an 1/8 inch per foot, we multiply that times 23. Boom. So our pitch coming back is going to be 2 inches. Does anybody know what 0.875 is? I do, and I'll show you guys how to get that, because we're badasses in this room. I'm gonna show you guys how to be a badass. If you decide to want to be a fitter, or if you want to be I guess, and if you want to get into the trade, I'll show you what's up. You'll go in there and you'll outperform anybody. Just because, I mean, no, a lot of people have trouble already with turning fractions into decimals, but in my experience, this is how engineers, architects, and lead fitters or lead foremen or project managers communicate. We do decimals and we do fractions, and we convert them back and forth. So 0.875, what is that? 0.875, we multiply times 16 because there's 16 sixteenths in 1 inch. 14 sixteenths. What's 14 sixteenths equal to? 7/8. So our pitch is going to be, boom, boom, in the length of 23 feet. Let's do our little drawing down from here all the way over here. Is 23 feet. Our pitch is 2 7/8. Why do we do that? Because our piping, our 90% furnaces have condensation. Anything 90% or higher will condensate. So what happens with condensation? It needs to go somewhere. We don't want it just to pull in here. And then sometimes, depending on where you're at, I guess towards the end, we'll put that on the end over here. At the end over here, there's going to be a little elbow that goes out to the exterior wall. Boom, boom. This is our exterior wall. Actually, that's our customer reaching out. So our customer wants us to just send it. We'll give them a quick little one. I will put this together here shortly, comma, and then send it over via email, period. Good. What he doesn't know is that we're taking our sweet time putting it together with you guys. That way you guys are learning with me. This is what we do. Well, not learning with me. I'm teaching you guys what contractors do. So what you get to see in my field, and hopefully learn something. If you want to get into this trade, I'll show you start to finish, and then in between, putting together the. Let me show you what's up. Putting together the list of materials, and get you a total. Look at that. So boom, good. Next, our pitch is 2 inches and 7/8 from point A to point B, or from point A to point B. This is where we exit out there. So remember, this is our vent. This is our vent exhaust. That's ugly. I'll just use text. So this is our exhaust. Good. Let's make that smaller. And then we need another one. It'll go in the same direction as this one. Boom. And this is our what's called combustion air. That's just a fancy word for oxygen, for the furnace to combust. So we need combustion air for our fire. I would draw a little fire for you guys, but it's gonna look like shit. So we're just not gonna do it. So let's see what it says. So it'll be the let's see what it says. I can generate a separate quote for the 96%. What our system doesn't. Correct, comma, and that's also including the installation for the humidifier, period. Look at that. They're trying to lowball us, people. What do you guys think? He's over here trying to, because he also, so I haven't told you guys this, but they also want a humidifier installed in this place. I'm okay. You know, I'll install everything you want me to install as long as you pay us. We'll install a separate whole nother furnace down here. I've actually installed a whole other system with a system on there. We've installed another mini split system on there. We'll do whatever you guys want. Obviously, in this industry, or I guess every industry, money talks, right? So you tell me what you want, money talks. If that check clears in our bank, that's a hell yeah. I've noticed that a lot of people like to show off, you know, what we make in this industry or what people make in the industry. I don't know if you guys. What do you guys think? If we get 50,000 likes, I'll show you guys deposits. So I'll show you guys deposits of each check. The last check that just came through. Let's see if I can show you guys something. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds, okay? 2 seconds. I don't even know where all my checks are at. I guess they're all put away. It's okay. They're all filed. But I do have 2 of them. Check this one out. So this is just for one visit. Let's see if we can hide most of it and just show one little part of it. This is, oh, you don't see that. That's ugly. That's just for a visit, right? Let me show you what's up. So that's just to go out there and visit them. Just show up, give it a quick inspection, look at it, and then we're out of there. If you can do that another 5 times, yeah, and you can actually. I've done a total of like 7 service calls in one day. And that was because it was in an apartment building. Back to back to back to back. So 7 times 200, how much is that? Let's take a look real quick. 7 times 200. Oh, 7 times 200. So that day we made $1,400 just from doing simple inspections. That's it. And yes, there's days where you could actually make up to, I don't know, it depends on how good you are at it. Between me and another technician, if you put 2 badasses in one room, oh man, we knocked out two systems in one day. So in that one day, for how much do you think I think we made it between $8,000 and $12,000 in just that one day between the 2 of us. I try to get him to do it more often with us, but didn't want to. He had other ideas or other plans. Anyways, this is what we're doing. Let's get our list of material. Well, let's get back to it. I'll show you guys some big old deposits if we get the likes that I want. All right, good. Majority rules, right? So next, so we know we need two 23-foot pieces So that's going to be 2 times 23. Let's start doing some calculations. 2 times 23. Oh, the hell? 56 or 56, 46. So we got 46 feet just right there from one end to the other. Next is over to the wall. What I measured when I was out there was actually 2 feet. So we know there's 2 pipes, one here and one here. So 4.5 feet. And then what else? We got to get our riser coming up. So we'll do 1 foot each. That's another 2 feet. Good. When we exit out the wall right here, that's another, the edge from where that's at to where it needs to go out, it was about 14 inches. So I want to be a little bit extra. I don't want to shortchange myself, because if you don't go just a little bit extra, it's gonna come out of your pocket. It has to. How do you feel? Put yourself in the customer's shoes. You tell them, hey, we'll bring this one for example, right? We're going to do this installation for $3,700, and I've already accounted for all my materials, for the permit for the project. Oh, I guess you guys can't see that. Here, let me show you what I mean. So check this out. Over here on this side, behind my head, we have this. We have another list of materials and stuff, and this is what the total was. So how would you like it if you were the customer and I told you it was going to be $3,700 to do all of it, and I forgot to include another $300 worth of materials? Well, there's things around that. They call them change orders, but that's kind of messed up. What if all you had was $3,700, and 700 of that you had to borrow it from somebody because all you had in the bank was $3,000? You wouldn't like it. So if you don't like it, I'm pretty sure that customer doesn't like it. So let's be honest. And little by little, if we get rid of that honesty, we just become average technicians, and I don't like average. We don't like mediocre in here. God damn it, we strive for perfection. Perfect is only close enough. That's what my old foreman used to say to me. And man, we created some beautiful work out there. I'll upload some pictures so you guys can see what kind of beautiful work we used to do. Amazing. But those projects are, I don't know, $14 million projects, $5 million projects. You know, I think the last big project that I did was last year. Oh, damn, it's already been a year and a half. The biggest project I've done for myself was a $340,000 project, and it was a chiller. I don't know if you guys know what a chiller is, but they're used for apartments, hotels, hospitals, and schools. Next. So let's add 46 plus 4.5 plus 2 equals 52 feet. So you guys see how we got 52 feet? What do? We round that up. Hell no. I'm going to order 60 feet of this shit. Why? Because I'm not paying for it. So we got 60 feet, and we're going to put it on this side. So 60 feet of 3-inch pipe. Now, how do we get that number? Do you guys know why I'm using 3-inch instead of 2-inch? Even though our let me show you guys what's up. So our furnace says 2 inches, but does anybody know why I'm doing 3 inch? Check this out. I'll show you guys why. Because we're badasses in here. It's because we're great. That's why. Horizontal performance series. That's not a 90%er. Oh, give me 2 seconds. Take this call. Talk to me later. The 3/4? The 3/4? Oh, hell yeah. You gotta be kidding me. And we couldn't see that one. Well, that's what it looked like when I was looking at that, but you said no, that's just that's why I don't take those guys as a word for it because they're idiots. You gotta be so he was there the whole time? Yeah, you asked the question. They're still out there? I, oh, nice. For the sink. Question for you. So tomorrow, we have I might just make the DX coil for Friday. So you're thinking we want to go back out there and finish the 1.5 inch part? I wanted to send you to, because I don't know. We can use the new guy to tag along to help you with the DX coil, or I can send you to. You can meet me over at the Hilton, and you can take over the Aeon, and I can give you the computer so that you can do that with him, and I can take the new guy with me to go do the DX coil. There's a leak over at the, what do you call that? The hot water coils for the boilers. Yes, that one. Remember, one of you guys was piping the boiler, and then I think I was the one doing the evaporator coil because it had a leak on that one. I had to replace the whole thing. Well, right now they don't have a choice but to repair the one that's there because we can't wait to get the new one. I think the new one's 6 weeks out. Yes, and just meet me over at the Aeon. No, I have to take it all apart, braze it, or coupling it. I don't know. I'll grab some fittings. I got to get creative with it. I don't know. No, we don't. Yeah, when we show up, it's just we're winging it. We got to figure out what's happening. Yeah, so I'll bring the laptop and then I'll bring you the connections for it, but be careful with all that good stuff because it was expensive. And I'm gonna give you a phone number. You're gonna call this phone number. I wonder. Yes. Yeah, that one. I guess you could study that one. Yeah, if you want to go home and look at what he does in the program, it is the same thing, except it's a lot different in person. And what about the one over? Yeah, just meet me over there at 8:30. I think I'll go over there, and then from there I'll head over because I think it's like what 20 minutes from there, the apartments. I forgot that guy's phone number. I don't even know that guy's name and phone number. I completely forgot his name. The new guy, yeah. He said to reach out to him when we got back from the other project. Let me shoot him a text. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you. If you wanted to go out there and do that one, then we'll just meet there, and then I can knock out the other one and just take him with me. There's no password. You got it, way. Yeah, they gave me their number directly, and he said just to reach out to them when we're in front of the unit. Yay for yay. And I gotta look for this guy's number. Hold on, I don't even know what that guy's number is. I know I saved it, but I'll shoot him a text and see where he's at. I spoke to Jerome as well. I told him his part will be here tomorrow. If you're gonna be on that side of town, grab the part is going to be, huh? The pressure, yeah, it's going to be a pressure switch. Well, I don't know. What do you want to do the DX coil? Because I'll be there all day with that one. So yeah, do the Aeon, and then after the Aeon, pick up the pressure switch and go to his crib, or go do that 1.5 inch and then do the pressure switch. I'll be at the DX coil all day, unless you want to, like I said, unless you want to do that one, I'll do the other two. No, it's the water one. We're not doing the refrigerant. I think the refrigerant is the one all the way in the front. The water coil is the first one right there on the outside. And I don't know where the leak is at, and I'm pretty sure they don't know where the leak is at, so you could probably reach it. Yeah, I know. I don't want to go to Jerome's house either. Because I don't know. So once we change that pressure switch, what's going to happen, right? We change the pressure switch. Hopefully it's the pressure switch, or maybe the inducer motor isn't producing enough pressure to make the pressure switch make, right? So we'll hook up, we'll have to hook up, check our pressure differences, and then it's a 90%er. So we got a makeup air pipe, and we got a venting pipe. We got the exhaust. So sometimes what happens, we got beehives in there, we have birds in there. So it'll start unfolding into something bigger if it's not the pressure switch. Yeah, I bypassed the pressure switch and it's turned on. So I'll let you sleep on it while you pick one. I'll let you pick. How about that? Yes. And those 3 calls should all take 1 hour each, if that. The Aeon, in the morning when we hook up to it, it'll literally take probably an hour or maybe 45 minutes. Maybe we should just start there so you can see what I gotta do. Just meet me there, and then I'll head out of there, and then we can split ways. Should we start that at 8 then? No. Let's start there at 8:30 a.m. because I don't know who gets there at that time. Because I know that guy said that he'll be there tomorrow to make sure that we get this unit up and running. So, good work, mister. I'll do and then from there I'll go do the DX coil. Do you want me to do the 1.5 inch? Well, both calls tomorrow are going to be plumbing and a pressure switch. Tomorrow we have the pressure switch, the Aeon, and the DX coil, and the 1.5 inch that you couldn't get to today. Well, I don't know. I'll call Art in the morning and see if we can have him deliver it or have us go pick it up from him. No, we won't touch it then. I'll just let them know. Just send me a work order of what was done today, and then I saw your picture, so I can kind of get an idea of on the and then the other leak that we have to get it from the second floor or third floor. I don't know where it's from. Yeah. Well, write that in your work order, and then I'll just so the 3/4 done. The inch and a half is not done, and then we still have to figure out where that leak is coming from because it's not there. Right? That's just the sum of that one. Okay, I'll just tell that to Art. Let me give him a call and see what he wants to do. I'll probably try to sweat it out, or I don't know. It depends on who's gonna do it. If you're gonna do it, if I'm gonna do it. What, you just want to do the pressure switch? Well, I'm gonna be at the Aeon tomorrow in the morning, because that one's not gonna take long. Literally, it's gonna be like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's it. We're just gonna go through the settings and figure out if it's the thermostat or not, and then we're done. And then I'll be at the DX coil all day. But I was going to let you pick the DX coil or the inch and a half with the pressure switch. The DX coil, oh my god, that's gonna be awesome. So I'll probably grab the new guy and take him with me. Let me give him a call too, and let me get a hold of Art. Good shit, Vato. No, send me a picture. He's upset because he sucks. Let's see what his work looks like. So today, I sent him to do some plumbing. Not even plumbing. I guess it is plumbing. But he was hurt because he doesn't like doing plumbing. He just likes the easy jobs. I think everybody likes the easy jobs. Let's take a look at this real quick. I gotta text a guy. There's a dude that wants to work with us tomorrow. Oh my god. I'm not answering him. We got stuff to do. Alright, let's finish this. Otherwise, we're gonna be on our phones all day and all night. So we'll text this guy and ask him if he's down to hang out tomorrow. This guy is. His phone number is. Obviously, I'm not going to say it online because. What is his phone number? There it is. We'll text him and see if he wants to tag along in the morning with me or if he wants to switch. Oh, no matter what, I think I'll have him tag along with me. And then that way he starts learning how to do this, right? There's only one way. Bam. And then we'll see what's up. Next is well, yeah, Dunzo. All right, good. So where were we? Here we go. Why are we picking 3-inch? All right, good. So why are we picking 3-inch? Do you guys see what we're looking at right here? This is the this is going to give us our maximum allowed venting and our, let's take a look, altitude. Let's take a look. All right, cool. So we know the altitude of this place. The only thing I can tell you where it's going to be at. So this place is in Evergreen. Well, let's put altitude for Evergreen. 7200. You see that? So the altitude for Evergreen is 7200. Let's flip this real quick. Altitude of 7200. Let's bring this down. Close this. Go. Good. So when we look at our list right here, maximum equivalent length, what's allowed? Okay. So let's take a look at this. Between 700 and 800 altitude. See the 26,000, the 40,000, 60,000. This is the size of those units, the BTUs. So the unit that's going to be installed is a 100,000 BTU furnace. It's a 100,000 BTU furnace. And that being said, we'll come down. This is the pipe size. 2, 2.5, 3-inch, and 4-inch. Altitude is going to be, we call this 7200. So we are right here. Let's highlight this real quick. So with 2.5-inch pipe, we can go up to 55 feet in length. But that's not correct though. Did you guys know that every time we use an elbow, it adds 5 feet to it? So how many elbows are we going to use when we exit this? Let's be real with it. So 1, going straight out of the furnace. 2, going to the wall. So in that case, let me see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If we do it right? 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 3 elbows, right? Let's write them down. We got 1 here, 2 here, bam. 1 elbow there, 2 elbow, and let's do 3 elbow. But that elbow right here, I can tell you is not going to work. I already know that for a fact. Reason why is at the end of that run out there, it'll be facing up, but I'm pretty sure we need a 45 at the end of it. At the end of the furnace. No. Let me see. How can we get up there? We might have to put a 45 in there. We might have to put a, let me draw it out real quick. It'll look like this and then like this before it comes out the hole. So let me see if we can draw this little piece right here. There's a 45 right there. So our little 45 is going to be right there. That's going to give us that little lift that we need to go over the edge of the wall. The concrete wall that's up there. We need to clear that. So let's do little dots. You want to do little dots when you're doing a 45 so we can show where the 45 is happening. So we might have to roll a 90. We might have to roll a 90. We might have to roll a 90 up into a 45 so that we can clear this wall inside that crawl space and then go out to the exterior. So that's probably what we need to do. So let's add a 45. So every time you add an elbow to your line, it'll add 5 feet of length. So even though this is 23 feet long, we already added 3 elbows. One on top of the furnace, one to get to the wall, one to get to the end of my crawl space, and then we're adding a little 45 to get over that edge out there. Okay, so 2 elbows, that's 10 feet. So that puts me at 33 feet. And let's say, let's say the 45 is a half, so 2.5 feet. So 33.5. So the length of this pipe is going to be 33.5. So let's go over here. Take a look at this guy. Two and a half. Well, that's 90. We're not looking at that one. We're looking at this one right here. 2.5. We might get away with 2.5. That's cool. We might not even need 3-inch. That is so cool. But what do we like to prepare for, right? The maybes, the what ifs. Man, but that's more than plenty right there. 30. That's almost like we can get away with 2.5. How often? Let me see. What's the price difference between 2.5-inch pipe and? Let's take a look. Price difference between 2.5 and 2-inch PVC. 2-inch PVC. Because no matter what, it's going to come off 2-inch, and then we got to put a reducer right here. So good. We'll put a reducer. Whoop. Good. So 2-inch pat. What is my 2-inch pat going for? It's 15, 16. Let's take a look. Calculator. We'll pull it out. Hello. Thank you for joining. So we got oh damn. 20, 50, okay. Looks like they don't have 2.5 pipe, so we just got to go with 3 inch. So if they don't have 2.5 available, guess what? We're gonna have to go with 2 inch anyways, or 3 inch anyways. So let's go with here. $37.27. That's what it's going to be. Let's write that down. And this is in 20-foot stick lengths. So we'll write it here. 2-inch PVC. We'll still need 2-inch PVC to come out of there. The plywood still needs to go on there. The gas flex still needs to go on there. Not this one. The duct flex is good. Did we save this? Before I start deleting this one, let me double check and make sure we actually saved our customers takeoff. What the hell is his name? It was really cool guy too. I like him. Hey, hello. We're going over furnaces, installations and furnaces, and different between 80%ers and 90%ers. Alrighty. What is his name? I sent him a message the other day too. We got a project going on over there, and I'll show you guys step by step on that one too. That one's pretty sweet. Alright, cool, found him. So now that I know where he's at, I can delete. Cool, I can delete it. Looks like we saved it. So let's delete this. Instead of 4-inch, it's going to be 2-inch PVC pipe, and we only need like 2 feet, or maybe less, a 10-footer. We only need a little bit of that one. We don't need much. That one we don't need much. Because it just needs to come out 2-inch, and then from there we'll add a reducer to go from 2 to 3. Gas flex will stay on there. The gas valve will stay on there. What's next? Duct flex. We don't need the duct flex. That one can come off. The permit. That one's in a different county. The labor for this one's going to be way different. It's already included in the original bid. 2-inch nipple. This is for the gas. 2-inch black nipple. Good. That's for the gas valve. What did we say 3-inch pipe was going for? We'll put 3-inch PVC. These are 20-footers too. 20-footer. 37, 28. Boom. And we need 3 sticks of those because we're going to say it's 60 feet. Now, we need 2 reducers. 2 3 by 2-inch PVC reducers. And then we need pipe for 2-inch. 10-footer. Let's go there. $9.88 for this guy right here. Good. Next is we need what else do we need? The reducers. We need elbows too. Let's grab two 2-inch elbows just to be safe. So let's put two 2-inch PVC elbows. And those are going for, where's our calculator? Bam, bam, bam. $5. Good. Is that, I wonder if that's normal. A lot of times what I like to do is check other sites just to make sure, because you don't want to, you want to just see, look at that. So Home Depot is selling those for 2-inch PVC, $5.14. That's kind of badass. Goddamn. I don't know if I'm getting good deals, but there's some pretty good prices online right now. That's insane. All right, cool. I think they're just trying to get me to spend more money there. And they're probably going to win. Four. Let's get two. Actually, two of those, and let's give two of the 2-inch PVC elbows. $4.57. Boom. We got those on there. Good. Those are not regular elbows. Those are actually 45 degree elbows. Good. We need 4 3-inch PVC elbows. Good. How much are those going for? Dang, son. Those are expensive. Those are, let's put that on here real quick. Hello. We're just doing a quick takeoff, designing a furnace, putting together a quote sheet for a customer. And then this is what the furnace looks like right here in the background. See? That guy, this guy, and then we're doing a takeoff of materials. So this is what a mechanical contractor has to go through every time. I guess because I'm a small company, this is what I have to go through. But if I wasn't a small company, this is what the who would be putting together this? I think the manager, maybe the manager, or the because you got the salespeople. So the salespeople, all they're in charge of is making sure they sell the project. So I'm thinking the manager is the one that has to oversee the see material takeoff, and the project manager. There you go. You got the project manager that has to do that. But in this case, it's myself. I'm the one that sells it. Has to make sure that the project goes along. So I am the project manager on this one. All right, good. Next, we're doing the 3-inch PVC. Each one of those is $11.64. Hello, thank you for joining. We're doing a material list takeoff. It's pretty sweet. We're badasses in this room. So we're doing a material list takeoff for a furnace, a 90%er and an 80%er, and then we're sending it off to get it approved. Once the project gets approved, we go install it. Go install it and get paid, ladies and gentlemen. We'll do 2 3-inch regular 45s, and then we'll do 2 3-inch street 45s. Good. The regular 45s are going to be you know what I forgot? I forgot to play my music. I'm just talking to myself. It's quiet in my head. It's quiet in my head. All right. Next, 45. 3 inches, baby. Give it to me. Here we go. 882 is a coupling. No, that's not a coupling. What is that? 11 and 3 cents, a regular 45. Now, a street 45. How much are the street 45s? Those are more expensive usually. Or is it cheaper? Let's take a look. Prices on PVC are going down pretty solid. That's awesome. $11. Look at that. Pretty close in price. Hello. We're doing a material takeoff for a project for a furnace. Let me know if you want me to switch the camera around so you can see it. Here, I'll show you real quick. Bam. Oh. Good. So, next. What do we have next? 45's good. The reducers. We need 2 reducers before we forget. Look at that. They're 11.08. 11.08 for the reducers. 11.08. Good. Next, we got the permit. We're missing couplings, guys. Let's put some couplings in there. Let's do 2 3-inch couplings. Or how many? Obviously, it's a crawl space, so more than likely, let's order 4 of them. If we use them, well, cool. If we don't, cool. That just means I have spares. Our couplings are going to be 589. 4 3-inch couplings. Yes. 5.89. Hello. All right, cool. So someone sent me diaper money on Cash App. What the hell is that? Hello. What the hell is diaper money, bro? Does that mean you're having a baby? That's pretty badass. Congrats. I need to buy diapers. You need to buy diapers? Oh, snaps. For you or for a baby? Because we do need diapers once we're like, I think 65. Or maybe after a good weekend, like on a Friday night. Maybe you had a good Friday night and you need to go to sleep with diapers. Oh no, that's all right, bro. One of my sayings that I like to tell everybody is change is always good. Change is always good. Doesn't matter what it is, it's always good. Like you said, if you got laid off, that's change, baby. I love change. That just gives us opportunity. That creates opportunity. Now that you're laid off and you don't have a job, do you have anything in mind? Have you had something in mind, right? Like when I first started my business 5 years ago, the first thing somebody asked me was, "So, well, how are you going to get money? How are you going to get a check? How are you going to pay your bills?" It's like, well, I'm going to create money. I need my favorite sea creature. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's a favorite sea creature? I don't know. Would it be weird if I tell you I don't like feeling like I like to wear socks at all times? Check this out. I'm always wearing socks. So if I'm in the ocean, once I get that, then I move out to the next goal. So diapers as a goal, my good sir. That's a cool goal. I guess one step at a time is what you're doing. And then favorite sea creature. Let's see. Would it be something I can eat? Or do I have to just something that I can look at? Any favorite sea creature. Favorite sea creature, let's see. It would have to be, I like rare stuff. It would be something that you can't see. Like maybe that, what's that fish with the big old teeth and has that little light in the front? It would be something like that. Something in the far, like dark depths of, you know, Atlantis. It's probably one of Atlantis's pets. So it would have to be something like that in the dark, deepest corners of the ocean. And then an anglerfish. That's cool. So I'd probably pick that or something that has its own little lights doing little light shows for me in the background. What about yours? What's your favorite fish or sea fish? Or is it freshwater? All right, let's take a look. So right now what we're doing is we're putting together this check this out. An urchin. Oh, is that because it's versatile? You could eat it. We're designing a furnace so we can do a takeoff, and then we're going to send in our total of the materials. And this is what the furnace looks like. This is what we're replacing in a crawl space. We got to figure out how to get this man some diapers. What size? Oh yeah. So this house also needs remember, it's a 90% furnace. Have a good night. Thank you for participating, man. Have a beautiful weekend. All right, good. So one of the something that we need on a furnace like this is we need a neutralizer. So neutralizers are actually expensive. What does a neutralizer do? A neutralizer neutralizes the acidity coming out of the furnace. So a 90% furnace has acid in the water, and that water harms our sewage. So if we're not careful with it on where we drain it, we're damaging our sewer pipes. So, or our drains or whatever it is that you're draining into. So we want to neutralize that water before it goes into our pump, before it goes into our sump pit. Because I think he said he had a sump pit in there. So let's do that real quick. So let's add a neutralizer, and we still got to add a pump. So pump and a neutralizer. Let's see what our neutralizer is going for nowadays. Neutralizer. Did I spell that right? New. N-E-U. Close enough. N-E neutralizer. There you go. So neutralizer is going for, oh my god, a 5-gallon. See, that's the one that I need right there. A 5-gallon one. For the bigger commercial ones. Those are $500. Look at that. That's sexy. Neutralizer is going for, damn. Oh, that's a big boy. We don't need a big boy. Let's go with this one. This one's on average. Bam. 140 with 44 cents. 140 with 44 cents. And then we need a pump. Let's get a pump. And you know what we're missing actually? Now that I'm thinking about it, we forgot to put condensation pump. Right now it's just giving me, there you go, condensate pumps. Condensate pumps are between $60 and $80. So we are going to sell, hell no. That one. We want to pick one that's, obviously, you never know. When it comes down to it, let's say you're being a nice person and you're like, you know what, we're gonna bill them for the $60 one, but when you go buy it, it's your luck that it's the last one and it actually goes up in price. I've had that happen to me before where it goes up in price and now I'm effed. Good. So materials is showing me that it's $1,442.09. Now let's take a look at the email that this guy sent us, because this guy sent us an email and he wants to know, hey, what's up, you know? But let's take a look at it. Let's delete this real quick. Let's see what it says here. Smart thermostat requested by customer, a Nest. Okay, so flow, 1/4 inch copper tubing, condensate pump, gas flex. We need your material pricing supplied. Okay, so let's put here, it's $14.42 with 9 cents. After, let's put good evening. And then we'll put, bam, James. His name's James. So good evening, James. After putting together the list of materials, the total came up to, so it's $14.42, but what we're going to do is on this, how much is a Nest thermostat going for? This guy wants a Nest thermostat. I'm pretty sure those are like $400, 200. They're between $200 and $400. I'm pretty sure. Nest thermostat. Watch them get something that's like $500. These thermostats, depending on what you get, they'll go all the way up to $1,000. Yeah, look at this. $260. for this one, and that's the cheaper one. So yeah, we'll add a Nest thermostat, but one thermostat, 324.45 plus what else are we missing right here? That's a big list. So it's 1766 for the list of materials. Hello, thank you for joining. We're putting together a list of materials for our project that's going to be in the mountains. Check this out. So this is the furnace inside a crawl space. This is our drawing. Check this out. This is my little drawing. The pipe that's going to be coming out. Watch it exit the building. Roughly about 60 feet. This is our list of materials. This is the list of materials. This is my total right here. So this is what we do. We put together. I'll show you guys what a mechanical contractor does, or I guess what most contractors do. So this is the part that you don't see behind the curtains. But you're working with one of the best. So after putting together the list of materials, the total came up to, we're going to round it up. Actually, we got to put another 200 on that because they want thermostat wire, overflow switch. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff missing there. So we're going to make it, total came up to, or list of, after putting together the list of materials, here are the totals. Boom. I'm going to put labor. Boom. Materials. And this is totals. We're going to put, obviously this list does not include the, this list does not include the 90% furnace, which is a 21-inch wide. Which is 21 inch wide. 100K. 100K BTU. I did not include the materials that were already included in the original quote. The plenum, or the plenum, yeah, that's it. Because we still have to put glue, we have to put, that's good right there. That's awesome. The supply plenum. Which is 300. I did, which is 300. I did include the gas and, or should I just include the I should just include the in here so there's no confusion. I'll include it in this one just because there's no confusion. Thermostat. We need the material pricing supplied. Okay, cool. I did include the Nest thermostat. There you go. We'll put that. Good. So this one's done. We're done with that one. More than likely, they're not going to accept it, and I just wasted my time on that one because the price on that is double. The original price is way nicer than the double, obviously, because we got to do it from scratch. It's ridiculous. Whatever. 9 times out of 10, they always say, "Never mind, we don't want that," and I just wasted my time doing all that. But I didn't really waste my time because I'm showing you guys what needs to go down on my end. So there's another one that we can do. Let me see what the takeoff for that one was. I think that one was a 2.5. That was a 2.5 condenser. Let's do that one real quick. Let me delete this one real quick and save it. I'm going to put it over here on this side real quick. And we're going to save it under, let's do a quick print. Print it. The name of this one is going to be and we're going to save it onto our desktop just so I can look at it. Boom. Next, let's work on this one together. So a customer wants a, see if I got a picture for that one. I think I got a picture for you guys on this one too. Let's take a look real quick. Pictures. So this guy those were from last night. You guys want to see the install from last night? Or this is the install from yesterday. Look at that. This is the fireplace that we're working on currently. This is our next project. So I'm doing step-by-step pictures and videos on this one so I can show you guys what's up. So I'll be showing you guys step-by-step on the next ones that we're installing. This is the fireplace that we're installing next. And look at that. Next is, look at this guy. It's so gorgeous. That's outside underneath the patio. Here, let me show you that. Let's take a look. Where are we at? Is it this one? Pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. Look at that. So this is the next one that we're working on right now. This guy's being cheap. I already told him. So on this guy, we need a neutralizer. So on this one, we're going to need the neutralizer. We'll keep the neutralizer on there. We'll keep the pump on there. We can remove the thermostat. We don't need the thermostat. But we do need a 3/4 inch pipe. So 3/4 inch pipe and fittings. So that'll be, let's call it $50. For this guy, I'm really not going to do all that takeoff because it's already done. Everything's here. Supply plenum, we'll leave it there. 2-inch pat, we'll leave it there. The 3-inch pipe, we don't need that, but we will need the fittings for it because we have to hook up to it. As you can see, it already has all of that on there. I'm really debating whether we run new pipe outside. So what else do we have? We got the fitting. We'll keep both of them because more. Ah, man, you know what? Let's put one pipe there, just one of them. You know why? Because more than likely, I don't like the fact that there's only one pipe there. Oh, you know what we forgot? It's called the concentric kit. A concentric fitting. Watch, let me show you what's up. So this is called the concentric kit. Check this out. So this is that's a flush one. It goes flush against the wall. That one looks nice. I love those ones. These ones, if we don't have enough space outside, is something that's doable. This is made out of steel. Those look pretty too. I've seen those. So here we go. Here we go. Obviously, we're going to go with this one because we learn our lessons. Let's see how much our supply house has it for. Supply house is, let's see what it goes for. $82.14. Let's put it here. One concentric kit. 82.14. Good. Black nipple is good. That'll stay. That'll stay. What can we put together? I need to add a furnace. I need to add 3 more things. So let's add 3 of these together so that I can make some room in here. I have another list that's bigger, but I've been using this one because this is easy to follow along while I do these projects for you guys. So it's easier for visual. All right, good. So let's add 3 of these together. Let's add the kit, 8214 plus the pipe and fittings plus 8837 plus 14044. Actually, I guess I can remove the permit. I'll add the permit and the supply plenum together. That's 800 right there. Let me make that sure. Permit with supply plenum is 800. Good. So let's remove the supply plenum here. Neutralizer 14044. What I can do is the one, we can do the pump and the 3/4 inch fittings together. And that'll be 50 plus 88, 37, 138. Good. Good. Now let's check this out. 1, 1, 1. We're going to do a 90% furnace. And I think it was 80K. There you go. 80K BTUs. It was a 2.5 condenser outside. And then it was a evaporator coil. Oh. You know what else we're forgetting too? A condenser pad. Condenser pad is $100. Let's not forget that. So we'll add the condenser pad with the permanent supply plenum. So that'll make this 900. So let me write that down. Permit slash plenum slash what did we just say? Pad, condenser pad. We also need line sets. Line sets are like $500, they're $300 to $500 line sets. So we'll add those here in a bit. And it's more likely going to be, a lot of this is already going for 7/8. So let's take a look at what our 7/8 pipe is going for. 7/8 line set. The good news is it's not that long of a run, so we can go for the cheap. Oh god damn, the cheaper one is not that cheap. So I figured 517.45. Let's add it somewhere. Where do we add it to? We'll add it to the roll of sheet metal right here. So 517.45 plus 80. sheet metal slash line set 7/8 by 3/8, which is 597.45. Good. Next, let's look for a 2.5 ton condenser. Something that I realized, the new refrigerants, the 454, I'd rather do 454 than R32. R32 is, I don't know. I didn't like it. Let's just go there. Let's just say I didn't like it. I'm not happy with it. R32. 2 grand. Dude, that's expensive. Let's. How can we do this? Let's see. Let's just finish this just for giggles, right? Furnace is 80,000 BTUs. Okay. We have one that is 120, 100, 60, 80. There we go. Evaporator. The concentric kit, we don't need the concentric kit in here anymore. One labor. Evaporator. Let's see what the evaporator is going for. All right, let's see what we got. So we have a, what size is this? 7/8, yep. That's what I figured it was gonna be. This is a 3-tonner. So 3-ton will work because they're usually between 2 to 3. Good. There you go. 944. Yeah, stop. We want more. We want the most airflow. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, man. Next. So next is what are we doing? Okay, so we're doing the evaporator coil now. So 1206.57. Look at that. All right, cool. Next. So that's our total right there. 11, 8, 10 with 94 cents. That's all of it. That's all the material for that little guy. I don't think I'd go less than that though. Check this out. We just did that. We put together a list of materials for a customer, and then let me show you what the furnace looks like. So this is what their furnace looks like. This is what we're replacing, this guy right here. So that's what you see there. That's the takeoff, and that's what it costs to remove this, remove that, add new lines outside, add new thermostat wire, replace all of it basically. So just showing you guys what it takes on our end to put together something. Pretty cool, huh? Showing you guys how things gets done. Well, I think that's it for me tonight, boys and ladies and gentlemen and guys and girls, unicorns and trolls. What else? Just kidding. I'll be back on tomorrow. I think I'll finish doing some proposals. This is like the little stuff that I can show you guys, but the rest is kind of like personal. So I can't show you guys that section of it, putting together a proposal. Maybe we start getting bigger and we start, if this actually starts becoming more than just a hobby and you guys actually want to learn how to put together proposals, and I can help you guys on your service side. How I put together proposals, how we do load calculations, how we sell a project, how we market a project, how it all comes together. If you hang out with me long enough, you'll start picking up on, hey, I can do this, I started off, I think I started off with $14 an hour, if I remember right, as a apprentice. $15 maybe. It was nothing. It was goddamn. It was less. I think it was way less than that. I can't remember. I think one of my first paychecks was like $400. That was exciting. That's crazy. I've come a long way since. I mean, I used to have 2 or 3 jobs and then go to school at nighttime to do this. I leave the house, when it was dark and come home when it's dark. So the sun had hit my windshield as I was driving out there. And now I still do that, but it's different now. It's because now it's my job to make sure my tech has a job, or they stay busy. It's my job to make sure they stay busy and they keep making money. It's my job for you guys to make money. If you guys want to make money, let me know. This is not the only thing we do too. We also do check this out. This is what my other hobby. This is what else I do on the side. So where are we at? I'll show you guys what else I do on the side. Let's save this project. Let's check this out. For less than $1,000. That's crazy. That's cool. No, get your money, man. You gotta get it wherever. I don't hate, I congratulate. And on top of that, one of my favorite things to do is if you're local, I'll give you business just because. Hello. No, I like supporting local businesses. I'd rather give you work than anywhere else, or small business too. Small business or local businesses. That's where I'll hook you up. I'm gonna show you guys what else I do. So check this out. This is my background. I took this picture too. I like taking pictures of bees. Look at those little bugs. Tell me that's not a cool picture. It's one of my favorite pictures. This is what else we do. Bam. I don't think I can show you guys this section of it. They usually block me every time I try to show you guys how I like to do some day trading. So usually while I'm doing proposals, doing quotes, I'm day trading on the side. So my favorite one to trade a lot. How's it going? Thank you for joining. My favorite one to day trade is Pump. I love Pump. Look at this one. That's so sexy. Where are we at, baby? Where are we at? So Pump is my favorite one to trade. We started with Pump when we were down here. Sold it right here. Bought it again down here. I bought every single dip down here and I rode it all the way up here. I sold it here. It took off. Hit some new heights. Dropped down. I bought it again. Check this out. I figured it was, so I leave like little notes here. Look at that. We touched again, so I'd probably buy again. I'd probably buy this to see if I can buy myself out. Because I bought it here because I figured it was going to try to touch it one more time before going back down. It didn't. It went right through it. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So usually when I don't know and I don't feel too confident in my buy-in, I like to trade. I trade in RSIs. So I use my RSI. Hello. This is what this is my side hobby. This is what I do after work. So I like to day trade on RSIs. So we take a look at our RSI, our overall graph, you know, our trend, our supports, our resistance. Look at that. Bam, bam, down. Next. This is from before. See how it just bounced off of that? I haven't even touched it, just so you guys know. I haven't been on in a couple of days. Look at that beautiful touch there, touch there, touch there. That's insane. I haven't looked at this in 3 days, and look at that. Back to back to back. So my charting's I love how I chart, just because when I can come back to it and see that it's actually trading within the chart that I already drew days before. That's insane. So look at that. That's pretty solid. More than likely, I wouldn't doubt it if this thing just flies. So it'll probably fly to, what the hell is this? I don't know what that is. Gotta get rid of that. It'll probably fly. See this new guy in the background? The little dotted one right here? It'll probably fly up to that one. If not, it'll go here. And then look at my possible entry. This is where I really want to go in. And look at where we're at. Look at my RSI. My RSI is saying we're looking good. Let's zoom into it. Let's see what the 30-minute is doing. 30 minutes saying buy. Look at my RSI down there. Hello. Let's go into my 15 minutes. Let's see what my 15 minutes are doing. Look at that. That's sexy right there. Whoa. 5 minutes. So that's crazy. I might go in on this one. Let's put a buy order. Oh, so another thing that I like to do. So we're looking at our graph, right? We're looking at our little, I call this my little post, my little, what do you call that? Little tabs? Little post tabs? My digital little post tabs. Boom, boom, boom. Where I bought it, where I sold it, where I'm thinking of going back in. So check this out. I'll open up my, you guys know what an order book is? Check out the order book. Where are people buying and where are people selling? 0.0055. That's where people are selling at right now. Let's go more. 0.055. Where's it at right now? 0.0054. So right now look at that. There's a whole bunch of these guys right here. That's all right. So I want to go with, where are people buying at? See this big old fat guy right here? Let me see if I can go one more. Mm-hmm. 50. 50 is very favored. Even look at that, even 47, 0.00475. That's pretty favored right there. So what I like to do is I like to piggyback on some of these guys. So 52 for sure. So I don't want to buy it too high either, but I do know that there's a lot of people selling it at 52. So if I want to make the most, I know that there's people down here at the 50. So what I would do is I'll put $100 on 52, and then I'll put $500 on 50, just in case, right? Just in case. So if it goes down to 50, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome, because I'm already in with $200, right? But, and on top of that, look at where I'm at. Look at my little post. See where it says possible entry on my little tablet? Looks like I already had this marked before this even became a thing. So as this drops down to 52, this is starting to 0.0050. is going to start looking a lot more doable. So we wait. I don't really care if I rush into it or not. I actually already sold most of my coins last week when we're at the peak up here on all of them. I sold everything except the way I do it is I I have 3 different platforms. I use one to store my coins, I use one to day trade, and then I use one for meme coins. And don't trust what other people say either. Do your own research. I feel like a lot of times a lot of these guys look at the steady. Look how ADA is steady. This I've been following ADA since I don't know. It was cool. Or XLM. I love XLM. Look at this drawing from way back in the day. Damn things. Let's take a look at what it's doing. Look at that. We might hit 60 cents on this one, boys and girls and gents and trolls and unicorns. ADA, there's a big possibility that we might go down to 60 cents on it. That's pretty cool. That sounds nice. We're eating good. We're going over some of the cryptos that I like to trade. Check this out. So this is ADA. More than likely, I'm thinking we're gonna end up in this area, which is about 60 cents. So that's for Cardano. Cardano is ADA. So I just do a little bit of day trading on the side and when I get a chance. So more than likely Cardano, which is ADA, is going to be at 60 cents. And we're going to go in because we already know anything. Let's zoom into it. Anything that is trading, man, this thing has good potential, man. This thing's nice. We're gonna see some pretty good moves this year, or some pretty good dips and some pretty good gains. Obviously, we've all seen it already too. Hello. But yeah, this is what I do. I'll do my work. Or if you're up and early in the mornings, you'll see me. I'll bring this with me downstairs, and we do a little quick workout. Our workout's between 15 and 30 minutes in the morning, and then after our workout in the morning, we'll come up here. We'll do a little bit of emails, a little bit of what we did earlier, and then we can start our day. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Sammy. Should we add Sammy? How do we do that? How do you do that? Let's take a look at it. 2 followers and it's offline. Somebody left me a message and they're actually offline. But yeah, no, thank you guys for joining. We'll do this again tomorrow. This was fun. Maybe.